Okay, today we're gonna start a lesson on weather, okay? And our learning objective today is going to identify characteristics of weather. And we're gonna do some base vocabulary that we're gonna need to continue on with our unit, okay? So first off, what is weather? Either one of you can just go ahead and answer.
Weather is where it gets cold and hot outside.
Okay, cold and hot, anything else?
Like rain and snow.
Okay, we got rain, snow,
Summer,
cold. So what else when you say summer? What are those? What's another word for summer?
hot,
It's hot in summer, but you got summer, winter, fall, spring. Those are all the what? The four.
Seasons.
There you go. 4 seasons. So we're also talking about seasons when we're talking about weather too, right? The different seasons.
Yeah.
And because we live in Wisconsin, do we get all the different seasons?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And what season are we in now?
winter.
Almost. Right?
Oh, well, technically, yes. It feels like winter outside, but technically,
We're
Not till-
in winter yet.
okay. And when is that?
I don't remember.
It's
like
close. It's like
December
next week.
23rd or something.
So yeah, I think it's the 21st, and that would be the winter solstice.
I think so.
Correct. Okay. So rain, snow, cold seasons. With that, we got. You said hot. Is there anything else that comes to mind when we talk about weather?
No.
No. How would you describe the weather out today?
It's a little
Damp.
cold and
Damn.
moist.
So that's a good. Yup. Okay. Which was gonna bring us into some of these other. Which one of these words do you guys think has to deal with dampness and water and what you just said?
Low pressure?
Okay. Any of the other ones? Okay, perfect. I'm gonna show this video, and it's going to give us the definitions of temperature, humidity, barometer, high pressure, low pressure, and fronts, okay? And as we go along, I want you to fill out this graphic organizer, okay? And in the middle, you're gonna write the word. What word do you think you're gonna write in the middle?
Weather?
Yes. You're gonna write weather in the middle. And then on each of the lines here, why don't you go ahead and write these words, okay? And as we watch the video, what's gonna happen is you guys are gonna write down the definition, okay? And if we need to, we can go back over it and talk about it as we go, okay? So I'm gonna give you a little time to do that, and then we'll watch the video, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so now that you guys have seen the video, and we can answer what is weather, temperature, humidity, barometer, high pressure, low pressure, and fronts. We're gonna go over this again. I wanna make sure that you're gonna get it in your notes and that you have it, and if you want to go along and make a sketch to make you remember what those words might be, okay? If so, for temperature, I see that you've written down hot and cold, how hot or cold the air is, okay? So, and you could draw, what could you draw there in order to make you remember?
Thermometer.
Yeah.
Perfect, you could draw a thermometer to make you remember how hot or cold something is. Now we're gonna actually go over the video again and kind of slower a little bit this time, and we'll answer it as we go, okay?
Okay.
The condition of the Earth's atmosphere. Weather is produced by the interaction of several factors, which include heat, air pressure, winds, and moisture. Let's briefly look at each one of those factors. Heat, transferred from the sun, is absorbed by the Earth and spread through the atmosphere. Air temperature varies from place to place because the sun's rays strike the Earth at different angles. Air pressure.
So, with heat is temperature, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So, on the globe here, it shows the different parts of the different world. So does that affect
The sun's rays
the sun's rays and how it hits the earth? Does that affect what weather happens in different parts of the world?
Yes.
Okay, so what do you think, if it is summer happening up in the northern region, what do you think it is in the in the northern region, if it's summer, like in the United States, what's happening in either South America or Africa?
It's not that warm.
Okay, you're right, it's not that warm, so what would be happening, like you talked about seasons, remember when you talked about
It would
seasons?
get colder.
It would be colder, and so what season do you think it's happening in that
Winter.
southern?
Winter.
Good job. Yes, it'd be the winter, is happening in the southern hemisphere versus the northern hemisphere. That just took it up a little further than what we were talking about, but good job. Okay, let's finish.
strike the earth at different angles. Air pressure is the measure of the force of the air pressing down on the earth's surface. Air pressure depends on the density of the air. Denser air exerts more pressure than less dense air. Air pressure on the earth can vary considerably from location to location due to unequal heating of the atmosphere. These air pressure differences cause the movement of air, which we call wind. Finally, the amount of moisture in the air, called relative humidity, also influences weather. Moisture in the atmosphere condenses, causing clouds to develop and precipitation to fall to the earth.
So what is humidity?
A clear sunny day.
Humidity. What's happening with the humidity?
Water vapor, and it's water vapor in the air.
There you go, water vapor in the air. So what do we need? And you're right, humidity does happen mostly in the summer, because the more humidity that we have in the air, the most likely it is to rain. Okay, so Sean, yes, you were right by saying that, and it most likely would happen during the summer. Or more humidity happens during the summer.
Have you come up with the difference between weather and climate? I said earlier that weather is the daily condition of the Earth's atmosphere. But what about climate? Well, for most of us, climate means a location is hot, cold, wet, or dry. You see, climate is the average weather conditions for a specific region over an extended period of time. The climate of any place is determined by two main factors: temperature and precipitation. The Earth is divided into three major climate zones based on the average temperature of these zones. They are the tropical, temperate, and polar zones. Can you determine what climate zone you live in? To learn more about
Tropical.
So which one do you think we live in?
Tropical.
Let's think about that for 1 second. We'll go back. Here we go.
temperature of these zones, they are the tropical
Oh, temperate.
and polar zone.
Yes, we live in the temperate. I wish we lived in tropical, right? I mean, at least I do. But no, we live in the temperate, which means we have seasons, right? If I lived in the tropical zone, what most likely
It'd be all summer almost all the time.
it would be summer almost all the time. You're right. Awesome. That is good job. Okay, so now that you guys have made this wheel and you have your notes, we will be ready to go on to, do you have any questions moving forward? Or anything you want to add about the weather?
No.
No?
High pressure and low pressure.
Oh, sorry. Well, you're right. Okay, so the space, what is high pressure?
Clear sunny day.
It happens on a clear sunny day, okay? And so that means that high pressure, it's nicer weather outside, yeah? What about low pressure?
Low pressure, it's like really humid and it's rainy.
Okay, so do you see how the humidity and the high pressure and the low pressure all go together? What about the barometer? What does that measure? It measures something.
It measures the air pressure.
The air pressure, yep. So again, that also goes along with low and high pressure, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And fronts. When there's a warm front coming through, if you've ever heard that on the Weather Channel or watching the weather.
It's like this little bit of distance between the high and the low pressure.
Okay, and is it going to be is the warm front going to make it cold outside, or is it going to make it hot outside?
Hot.
If the warm front's coming through? Yes. And it's the space between the high and the low pressure is either you've got the warm front coming through. How could you draw that on your, have you ever seen that? Where it goes like this?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, or this one, and then it means it's the warm front and the cold front
I've seen those on the news before.
on the what is a person who does the weather? What are they called?
I forgot what they're called.
Starts with an X.
Meteorologist.
There you go, a meteorologist. Awesome. Okay. I want you to continue finishing and coloring your graphic organizer of your, this is called like a wheel. And then as you can tell, the wheel is going to give you, and like I said, we will go on to our next lesson and continue on with this unit later on another day.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.